Hey guys, welcome to Black United. Welcome to another video. And today it's time to talk about Riqui Puig once again. And today Barcelona played against Cartagena in that charity match that they did for the flood that happened a while back. And I thought it was a really nice gesture from Barcelona. It's always good to give this image of ourselves, you know. It's good to, like, that's the kind of things that make us more than a club. I watched the game. There wasn't much content, to be honest, that game, man, because it was just a friendly and not an official match. I'm not gonna make a match review about it itself, but more about what I thought was very interesting. And to be honest, it was like other Barcelona games, except that you get to see some youngsters here and perform very well. So I want to get just two highlights, especially from performances, and that is Riqui Puig, because he was the best player of the game, as he has us used to. Every time that Riqui Puig plays with the first team, it seems like he's the best player in the pitch. Maybe that's an indication that he should be promoted to the first team. I don't know, maybe it's a good idea. Call me crazy. And the other one was Ronald Araujo, the young Uruguayan center back that we have in Barcelona B. But first, let me get started with Riqui Puig by saying that he looks like a really good talent. Again, like, I'm not discovering a diamond or anything. Like, I think everyone can see that he's a player that's ready to step up to the first team. I mean, if Aleñá is in the first team, then Riqui Puig should be in the first team, because in my opinion, Riqui Puig is better than Aleñá, and actually Riqui Puig is much better than some of the midfielders that we have, at least for the role that we need them, which is organizing the play and giving us creation. That's something that not all of the players that we have in the first team can give us. So it's, and mostly just so he stops receiving bullying, not cracking tackles from everybody in that division. The game, like I said, we won 2-0. If you want to know the scoreline, we got to see some of the youngsters. Some people got injured, but other than that, we are fine. Like, it was like a Barcelona game. The speed wasn't great. Again, most of those players haven't played together, at least with the first team. But I want to highlight Riqui Puig, because in the whole game where it was like a disorder, he tried to organize the game. He tried to make all the chance creation. When Alex Collado came in, actually, the link play with those two was actually really good. And Alex Collado is probably another player I could talk about. I want to see more of Jandro Orellana, who I think is a skillful winger, and I would want to see more of him. I've seen some stuff of him already, and looks interesting. Abel Ruiz was with international duty with under 19, so couldn't see him. And Sufati was with under 21s, so couldn't see him. But other than that, we got to see Carlos Perez. He got a goal. It was pretty good. Marquez, the Venezuelan, really good goal. Really good play from Akiemi. Generally, I saw good stuff, but highlighting Riqui Puig and Araujo is probably the best thing. And I just want to say that Riqui Puig, not going to talk about his qualities, not going to talk about what I've said already, but why he needs to be promoted to the first team, because he's already showing this quality. And my opinion is that, and I'm going to make a video about this probably later this week. It's probably going to be one of the later videos this week, and it's going to be about Barcelona and basically what would be my ideal team for Barcelona. Like, if I can make some things happen, and this is all realistic, if I can make some things happen, what would it be? And let me just tell you that Riqui Puig makes it into that squad and has a very prominent role in the squad. I think we have players that are able to fulfill those roles. Like I said, Alex Collado, another interesting player. But unlike Alex Collado and Aleñá, who I think our players are very good and could probably do a role for Barcelona, I know that Riqui Puig is much more than that. He's a player that is gonna succeed in the first team. unless we do something wrong with him. And we're doing things wrong with him by letting him stay in Segunda B, receiving kicks for no reason. Like, I think he would be happy to play whatever Rakitic is playing, and he'll be delighted with that. Training with the first team every day, training with Messi, training with Suarez, with Artur, with De Jong, every single day. Getting to play a couple minutes here or there. Like, if he gets to play maybe 30 minutes every 30 minutes, every three games, maybe like every 3 or 8 games he gets 30 minutes from the bench, and then he gets 1 star maybe every five games. I'm sure he'll be delighted with that. That's pretty decent. That's about what Rakitic is getting at the moment. So I don't know what would be the problem with that. The kid has enough quality, clearly. So that's that. I think also that we have to consider the situation, and that is that Riqui Puig finishes contract, I believe, 2021. So he needs to be happy. We need to make him happy. We need to promote him to the first team, because if he goes to another team and succeeds, for example, if he goes to Manchester City, and let me just put as an example, and becomes their best central midfielder, I'm going to kick myself, because we had one of the best prospects in midfield, and we are this close to letting him go to another team. So we need to take care of the resources, because at the end of the day, players are resources that we need to know how to use properly. Like, there is, like, that's why I was very against the signing of Junior Firpo, because we already had the likes of Correa or Juan Miranda that won the Euros with the under 19s, who had a whole season playing a starting place in Eibar last season, and is playing starting with Getafe right now in the Europa League, in La Liga. Like, are you telling me that at least for backup, at least for the minutes that Firpo hasn't been playing, isn't Cucurella good enough? Really? Like, or Juan Miranda, are they really not that good enough? Like, it just seems that with the players from, if you're a player that was bought from abroad, sure, you'll be given some chances. Even if you're bought from abroad and sent to the B team, you're more likely to get chances that way than if you're from La Masia. Like, it seems like you have to do something unbelievable to get promoted to the first team, and it should be the case. La Masia, like I've said before, is a place where we need to be able to to fill in some gaps. If you have a few gaps during the season, you fill them in with the players from La Masia. Do you need an emergency center back? You get the ones from La Masia. You need an emergency goalkeeper. You get the one from La Masia, from the B team. Like, do you need a few forwards to play the Copa del Rey? You get them from La Masia. Do you have like 3 injuries in a row in the same month? You get the remaining players from La Masia. Why? Because those players know the way that we play. They don't have to adjust necessarily to the playstyle that we have. They just have, and if they train with the first team here or there, they're gonna be in dynamic of the first team. So that will help us a lot, instead of bringing a player from abroad that has to probably adapt, either learn the language or adapt to the new playstyle, because our playstyle is very particular, and it's very different. Like, it just, there's a lot of benefits from training with the first team. And then I want to talk about topic number 2, which is Ronald Araujo. And together with Araujo, I'm going to pull the situation of Jean-Claire Todibo. The two players are pretty much the same profile of player. I have to say probably Todibo has more potential, but Araujo, like what I saw today and what I saw against Sevilla, although he got a red card and it was very unfair because he wasn't even a foul, I think that I've seen enough from both of them to say that I want them to get a lot of chances this season, or at least I want to know if they're good enough to be the backups, to be at least good 3rd and 4th center back choices for Barcelona. Because if we can get that out of the way, because I won't get gone next season, that's in my plans. Like, it should be Barcelona's plans to get out of rear PK before this gets very toxic. And if you're gonna do that, please let me see if Jean-Claire Todibo and Ronald Araujo are good enough. Because if that's the case, then probably we don't have to spend 30 million on Bartra, or God knows how much money on another center back like Jason Murillo, and another stopgap. And if we can trust in the youngsters and Samuel Umtiti can recover fully, and Longley we have guarantee there, that's fine. We have 4 center backs, and at least, okay, maybe Ronald Araujo is not going to be the best center back in the world, but for a 4th option center back that's going to play very limited minutes, Like, I think that's perfectly fine. I saw very interesting things from Ronald Araujo in preseason. Now, Jean-Claude Todibo more the same. That they have to improve, that they're going to make mistakes, sure. But Piqué's been making mistakes, and if Piqué's going to be making mistakes, and for that matter, Rakitic, and any other player like Suarez, if we're going to have other people making mistakes, I'd rather it be the youngsters that can improve than the ones already 30 years old and are only going to go downhill from now on. I think that is the best option for us. And we need to trust in the youngsters. It really is not that difficult. It's, I think, a very easy solution. And I would love to see it, because if we can get two great center backs for, I believe, a price tag of less than 10 million euros. I believe Ronald Araujo was 5 million euros and Todibo was 1 million. Like, that would be unbelievable. That would be great. I would love to see that. That would be fantastic. And if we can get two good center backs, at least two good center backs out of that, that is very good, because we really have two stars in Samuel Umtiti and Clement Lenglet. And maybe, who knows, maybe you can try and go ahead with Matthijs de Ligt in a couple summers when he wants to leave Turin, or if he's not succeeding in Juventus, we can go ahead and sign him for a decent transfer fee. I think that is the option that we should be going for. So that's why I want to see Araujo get some minutes. Like, is he good enough? Is he gonna suffer against teams from La Liga? Like, can he play against in the first division? I'm pretty sure that he's gonna be able to. Like, I wanna see if he's able to do it. I think that he's able to do it, but I just wanna see the confirmation of it. And Riqui Puig, more the same. I mean, I know that he's able to be not only to play good enough for La Liga, but to be a starter for a top team in Europe. I know that for a fact. Like, I know that if he gets a lot of minutes, he'll become, the next big star in world football. We need to be able to trust in him and to trust in these youngsters, because they have a good level. Like, Ansu Fati is not the only young talented player that we have in La Masia, and therefore we need to give him opportunities. Like, I don't want to have Riqui Puig being given an opportunity only because you've lost 3 to 4 midfielders in the same month and you're going to lose them for a couple months. That's not the idea. You should give them opportunities because they're good enough and because you need them. You need to use the resources of the club properly to get the most out of it, out of your squad. It's just basic logistics. But anyways, we all said and done. Leave me your opinions about the situation. What players do you think are going to be succeeding from Barcelona? Who do you think needs to be given opportunities? What do you think about Todibo, Ronald Araujo, Riqui Puig? Leave me all your opinions in the comment section below. Comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you next one, Blaugranas.